half an hour later, a security guy calls me. He's like, "Hi, is this DJ Bliss?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Mr. Smith would like to know if you're definitely coming to dinner today."
Hello and welcome to Uncut, live from our studio in Dubai. The audio and visual podcast show that gives you exclusive scoop on our guests and hot topics including some of your favorite celebrities.
Yes, sir.
And now, let the fun begin. Here's your host, S1.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or whatever time it is for you guys. Welcome. Hello. Today is going to be a very special day. Welcome to another episode. Today we have a dear friend of mine and a local Emirati DJ, producer, TV host, YouTuber, actor, and I mean the list goes on. Welcome DJ Bliss, Marwan. How are you?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, and congratulations on the new show, bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How's everything?
Pretty good, man. Feeling good. It's a little hot outside, but you know, you guys got a nice little thing going on over here. It's cool, nice little studio. So we're chilling, having a good time.
Yes, sir. The temperatures are rising. I mean, you're still looking good though. No sweat. And
I was just checking my t-shirt before. I was like, am I? I'm
like, because everyone coming in this building right now is like has
sweat stains.
Sorry, and I'm like, oh my god, this is too much.
Yeah, it's hard to fight it in Dubai, and I know, you know, even though I was born and raised over here, like every time summer hits, I'm like, it couldn't have been this hot last year. That's literally what I say every year, but it really is like a really tough time. And you're right, like, and I sweat a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I go from my house door to my car and I'm sweating. Yeah.
I could change 3 shirts a day easily.
Yeah.
But and I do actually. I change them often. But Dubai weather is nice. It's always good. Yeah. This summer though came a little late, right?
True, yeah. We got to be grateful for that. So we got to late. But I hope it doesn't last longer.
I know.
And it rained. Did you see that?
I know. Just a few days ago, I was shocked.
The day they announced was the first official day of summer. It was pouring down rain.
Pouring rain. That was so weird. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birth month.
Birth month, yeah. This was a long celebration, bro. I was just at your party a few days ago, and it was amazing.
Yeah. It was a good time. Thanks for coming through. And, you know, like the thing is, you know, I know so many different people from different parts of life, so it's hard to get everyone together. Although this is really, believe it or not, one of the best attempts at a birthday party I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yeah, literally getting everyone, as much as people that I know, together in one place. It was,
and it's hard too, because, you know, there's always politics involved, you know.
There's that too, but I did a pretty good job. You notice, like, there were different.
I know. It was good. It was really good. You did a good job.
I don't like. Look, I'm not a big fan of like the whole politics thing. I feel like, you know, like whatever you have with someone, you could, you could be respectful of the person and
I agree.
Respect someone from a distance rather than make it an issue.
Plus, like, Dubai is too small.
Absolutely.
Let's just accept that. You know, it's way too small for us to be having any kind of, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's
competition is healthy. People need to accept that.
Absolutely. I mean, look, there's definitely people who do things sometimes that I see and it makes me feel like, oh man, why didn't I get it? But I don't go about it in a way where, you know, I start like, you know, talking trash about it or, you know, attacking the person. No, it actually it frustrates me a little bit. I get a little upset about it, and then I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, how am I going to do better now?
Right.
And that's really like my mentality towards things like that.
Where did the name DJ Bliss come from?
It was total coincidence. I literally, at the start of my career, I was making my business cards and I put everything there except for the name. It was the only thing I didn't have. And I was like, and my email at the time, my brother had set it up for me and he was like, you know, you're going to be called Craze Kid. I was like, okay.
Craze Kid.
Like Craze Kid at hotmail.com or something like that.
That's crazy.
So I could have been DJ Craze Kid, imagine. But I heard this word. It was in 2 songs. There was a track by a group called PM Dawn and then another song by LL Cool J.
Yeah.
And I heard this word and I'm like, it's a pretty cool word. And I searched for the meaning. It sounded like extreme form of happiness, like really
cool.
So I was like, it was pretty cool. Look, at that time, I wasn't very like spiritual and I didn't know anything about that. But, you know, later on in life, like I really got more connected, like, you know, spiritually, and it just makes a lot more sense. And it kind of like, it describes how I want to feel all the time, how I want people to feel around me, how I want just my environment to be like as well. Even like if I'm DJing, you know, I want to create that.
Right. It's a vibe. Yeah. I mean, honestly, every time I see Bliss anywhere, I think of you. And it's so annoying because I'm like in the US or wherever, and you see Bliss, the term comes almost everywhere, right? Like in a spa. And I'm like, Bliss, Marwan.
There's a hotel. They got like all Bliss products, like literally.
Oh my God.
But you know, it's funny. Everyone sends me, like, if they see Bliss, like they send it to me right away. Right? Bliss Hotel and Bliss Cafe and Bliss this.
So you started your career as a DJ, right?
Mm-hmm. That was the first thing, like I kind of like got into.
Where did the inspiration come from?
Really in school, I wasn't the cool kid in school. I wouldn't get invited to all the parties, and you know, I wasn't part of the cool kids clan back in school.
Right.
And I noticed that they were throwing parties, and I wasn't getting invited to it. And I was like, you know, how am I really gonna do this? So you know, you either had to be one of the cool kids and you know, like be in there already, which I was kind of like struggling to do. Or I'm like, look, every party needs a DJ. So that was, you know, one way of like getting in there. So, you know, I started collecting some music, and I started, you know, playing. I had an interest in music. I used to be in a band before. So I learned how to do I learned how to play the guitar before I can DJ.
Oh, nice.
So that was really the first thing I did. But I couldn't really show up to a party and play a Nirvana
guitar,
song. It wasn't going to turn up the party.
Right.
So, you know, I had an interest in music, and then like, it was always around. Then I just collected some music, and I was running my school radio station, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything like a regular radio station. It was literally on our breaks, I'd play a couple of songs and talk. But then I was like, oh, I'm getting all this music to play here, and then I'm like, let me just DJ, and then people
loved it.
No, that's the I wasn't getting. Then I was like, there was other DJs who were
playing
cool kids and getting the gigs. Then I tried throwing my own parties.
Okay.
Failed at that as well.
Oh my God.
But, you know, like right towards the end of my school, I kind of like, you know, people kind of started noticing, oh, you know, he's running the radio station. He's DJing as well. He's throwing his own parties.
Like there was a transition.
A little buzz.
Yeah.
But by no means did I leave school like, you know, the popular kid or the DJ. It kind of happened after.
So do you still talk to any of your friends from school?
Well, they all want to talk to me now.
Yeah, right? They're all like...
They want to invite me to the party.
Do you remember? Can you get me a table at this place?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how, you know, the table is turned, but I have no, you know, foul taste or sour feeling about it, but it really turned from, you know, like... not being noticed to like now, hey dude, remember me? And I'm like, honestly, no, because we never used to hang out. Not in a bad way, but that was really
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You were the first Emirati artist to be signed to a major label.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I think there were Arabic artists that may have had like, you know, label association. But I think as far as English music and it's also Universal, I was always trying to get signed. And even though we live in an age where labels are not that important. You know, people don't want to be signed these days. Actually, it's the total opposite. True. People trying to do it independently.
Yeah.
But I felt like at the time I needed the support, which was, you know, distribution and push and, you know, like, you know.
How was that experience though? Like... You know, because I sing and I know like we come. So by the way, guys, if you guys didn't know, Bliss is an OG in the business. You know, you've been one of you go way back, and I started a long time ago too. So I used to see you and I'm like, you know, it's crazy because there was only a handful of people doing this.
Yeah,
you know?
long time ago.
Yeah. And so back then, obviously, it was still different. It wasn't like today, you know. Today is like, I would say in the last 3 years, people changed and said, you know, we don't need labels, we don't need that. But back then, it was still a big deal having that support and that name. Yeah.
I mean, you needed a lot more than just labels. I mean, you know, like you needed collaboration with a big artist, and you needed, you know, a big music video.
Right.
It's literally the opposite right now, right? You can make a song on your laptop, record it, put it on a streaming site. It could go viral overnight.
It will probably do better than a big budget video.
Absolutely,
you never know.
So times have really changed. I mean, it was good. You know, it was definitely a good experience and learning process for me. but by no means do I think that it's the way forward, the only way forward. You know,
Right.
there's other ways around, and you know that yourself. You know, you kind of
Yeah.
like learned as well about.
You also have a label, right, of your own, or did you stop that? What was?
No, I
Never?
never set up my own label. I had a couple of different businesses that I was doing in terms of like production and.
Oh, you were doing music production mainly.
I was doing
right?
music production.
You had a
mainly.
studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, the plan eventually would have been to maybe do it. So you know, I had a guy I was working with, Prince Q.
Okay.
We set up the studio. We named the studio QB7. We made an album. We called it that. I mean, the natural next step process would have been that, but it's very difficult over here.
Yeah.
You know, there is talent, but what we touched on earlier is I think there's, you know, if people don't help each other out, you won't
100%.
see a growth, and that's what happens in a lot of situation in the States. Like when you see these rappers come out here with like 17 people,
Yeah.
on, you know, they want to fly.
Yeah.
It's not because they have 17 friends. Those 17 people were helping them pass mixtapes, post.
Right.
And, you know what I mean?
It's loyalty and respect to one another. At the end of the day, that's what you need. And a lot of people out here,
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere generally, find it really difficult to do that. And I don't know why, but it is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
But you know,
Like I said, it's got to be. It's just got to be a respect thing, you know, as
Yeah.
far as what's going on. You got to respect the city that you're in, the industry that you're in, the people that are around you. What goes around comes around. So you got to, you know, remember that always.
100%. And you also did TV shows. You had two, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Three, actually.
Three on
Yeah.
Dubai one.
Yeah.
And the last one I think was That's Entertainment.
That was the one, yeah.
Yeah. And you were interviewing a lot of celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. How was that experience?
It was great. So in like sort of how it all happened was came out of school, had a little bit of radio experience and, you know, a little bit of DJ experience. Right after coming out of school, I got my first gig at a theme park, which I got fired at, by the way, because I was learning how to DJ.
Oh my God.
And then when I went to college here in Dubai, I got my first DJ gig. So that was sort of like my first
Okay.
professional, you know, paid job was DJing. And then about a year later, I got my first radio gig. I went into radio.
Right.
And I did radio for a long time, and then TV was sort of the third thing that happened. Even though it feels like a natural progression, it's very different. You know, now you're paying attention to what you look like, and,
Right.
You know, your eye contact with the screen,
Camera and
Yeah.
reading. Yeah.
But I loved it. You know, it's cool. It was very different from DJing, because DJing you have everyone in front of you. Radio is kind of like it's not everyone in front of you, but they're listening right now. You know, they
Yeah.
called and all
It's
that.
live.
So TV was kind of like we record it, then we put it out. So then people would like get in touch or send feedback later.
You also hosted the Oscars.
Did yes.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool experience, but it's not as pretty as it looks
Really?
over there. It is really crazy.
Like hectic, you mean?
Oh
or
my God, yeah. All the media of the world are there screaming and trying to get interviews and trying to do this and trying to do that. So
who did you grab off the red carpet?
the only person I grabbed was Will Smith for like 1 second. We had
Are you
literally,
serious?
because we had literally met in Dubai a couple of months before that.
So it was like he recognized.
Yeah, luckily, like it was literally right before he was walking by, and he literally came through. He's like, "Yo, Bliss," and that's the whole clip I got. No, he's like, "Yo, I can't really do interviews because I'm not stopping for interviews. Otherwise, I have to stop for everyone. All right, but I'll see you later. All right, yo, shout out Dubai. All right,
That's crazy.
yeah. Spike Lee as well. I talked to Spike Lee too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was
pretty
that?
Cool. That was pretty cool. He's a bit of a weird person though. But creatives are usually.
Creatives are, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Your first album was in the top 10 in Virgin Mega stores in 2003.
Yeah.
And you also received an award for Palm DJ of the Year in 2004. So when did you start making music?
I'm trying to think. I kind of I was messing around with it for a long time. As soon as, you know, it became easier to produce music, I kind of I started trying things out. But I put on my first song, which was called Let It Go, somewhere around 2010, I want to say, or 11.
10? That's crazy.
No, actually, can't be. It couldn't have been 2010. No, it was about maybe 2013 or 14. That's probably more accurate.
Okay.
So I put it out around that time, and that was like my first official song. But I was trying. You know, it's not an easy thing. Putting out a song
Of course.
is not as easy as
No.
people think, right? You
And
know
I
that.
think it's the effort that counts, you know, and it's eventually like I always tell people, like people tell me, because I sound completely different than what I sounded 10 years ago,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
11
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, you develop as an artist, and your voice is like a muscle. The more you train it, the
Yeah.
better it gets,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And also your style and so much stuff, you know?
Yeah.
People listen to songs now and go, oh my God, that's so... Yeah, but back then that was different, you know? It's
It's
a different sound.
Well, it's the influences as well, right? You get
Right.
influenced, you know, when I listened to my first radio show, I just found a copy of it. I have a different accent. Like I actually sound like I'm kind of British on the thing. I swear I'm not kidding. And I'm like, who is that guy? It's weird.
You're the British Marwan. I want to hear that, bro. You gotta give us a little something. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is music your passion? Like, do you love doing music, or is it just for fun? Is it something you're like?
No, I mean, it's definitely what my whole life evolves around. Like, it started off as a passion for sure. You know, when I was starting off, I did not think that this was going to be, you know, where my life is going to go to. And
Right.
it's, I wouldn't say it's only music. I think it's just generally entertainment. You know, like
Okay.
that's what I want to
Be in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you know that's what I enjoy doing, and that's what I want to be a part of.
When we say music, you have a song called Karak,
Mm-hmm.
and it did pretty well.
Yeah,
So this song is about tea
Yeah.
in the Middle East called Karak, which is tea with milk
Tea
and
with milk,
sugar,
yeah.
cardamom.
Well,
Or-
they can make. There's no like specific way to do it, so you can just have tea with milk and sugar. That's the standard, and then there's
Okay.
variations of it. So cardamom is one, and then ginger is another. Saffron is another. Like different people who, and even in India, they make like masala chai, which like they add their spices into
Okay.
it. So everyone has a different way of making it.
So where did this come from? Inspiration? Like you love Karak? Is that it?
Literally, like I love this drink, and it was across from the studio that I had. We'd go there all the time, man. Like, man, I need a karak, and I was like, let's just make a song about it. I actually made the song 4 years before it came out.
Oh wow.
And then 4 years later, this brand came to me and said, "Hey, listen, we want to, you know, we came out. They came out with this thing called cubes. So you just drop
Okay.
it in water, and it just makes a karak. Like we want to redo change a couple of lyrics, and I was like, really?
Oh,
like, yeah, we want to pay
wow.
for the video. I was like, really? Like, yeah,
That's
we want to
crazy.
pay you for it. I was like, really? And like we want
You're
to,
like,
we want
I'm in.
yeah, we want to promote it. We want everyone to know about this song. So it was
wow.
like it was really like I don't know, it just kind of like landed into my lap.
It was luck too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like they liked it, they wanted it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know if people see it. It's really like sort of like a fun song about a drink,
Yeah.
and then this company who came on board and like kind of like sponsored it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
By the way, you have character right
thanks.
there.
I want to. Did you make this?
No, so I asked them to make it. I think it's some.
Oh no, bro, this is weak.
This is weak, huh?
This is weak. You're lucky.
I-
you know why you're lucky,
Why?
bro? I got you some karak myself.
No way.
Come on, bro. You think I was?
Oh my god. Are you serious? Look at Bliss. He came prepared.
Bro, you think I was gonna come here and not bring you karak? Come on,
Oh my
bro.
god. I knew this is weak because I like okay.
It's terrible,
Can
bro.
we need to get rid of these. All right, let's try this. So DJ Bliss came in with the whole thing, cups.
All right, here you go. Take this one.
Thank you. And did you make this?
No,
No.
it's one of my secret spots.
Oh, okay. Let me try this. And it's super hot too. Wow.
Don't burn you. You might want to.
I'll wait. Oh, this
Come on,
is
bro.
good. Oh my god. Thank you, bro. This is like Bliss is a karak expert.
Has anyone brought you anything on the show before?
No, you're the first.
First one?
Yes.
Come on.
I
Come on,
really
guys.
appreciate that, bro. And karak tea, like, come on. It doesn't get better.
You drank it like a pro too, huh? This is the pro
Yeah.
way of drinking it. So you first you smell it, then you blow a little bit to cool it down, and then you take a sip. But you have to hear this sound when you drink it,
Yeah.
because I'll tell you why. The karak has to be hot. If it's not hot,
Then it's not good.
then you can't drink it like that. And even though it's disrespectful to make that kind of
I
noise,
know, yeah.
kind of
You have to with the karak.
yeah.
Honestly, Bliss, I think you've experimented enough with karak. I think, karak is so good though. I could have like 10 a day,
Yeah, it's I wouldn't recommend having 10 a day.
But I could.
But you could, yeah. I try to limit myself to like once a day now.
Let's talk about the DJ stuff that you've been doing. You've done some crazy performances, including warming up and opening up for people like Beyonce, Prince, Nelly Furtado.
Prince was one of my favorites.
Prince's, was, come on, that's legend. Ty Cruz, Kings of Leon, Wycliffe, Aerosmith, and the list goes on. How did these happen? Like, did you just get a call from these guys, or did you send in your, do you audition for this? Like, how does this even work for someone who's like, I want to perform there, like inspire us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I kind of like struggle a little bit these days to actually get those kind of gigs, and I'll tell you why. Because when you have those kind of shows, the promoter wants to have someone there to do it for free or, for exposure, which, look, totally makes sense, right? If I didn't do those at those times, most of them I did for free for exposure. We wouldn't be having this conversation about it right now.
Right.
So I used to do a lot of them when I was in radio and I was DJing. So I was really at the, at the forefront of sort of these shows. So naturally I was the person that people would come to. And again, I was like coming up. So I was like, I want to do everything.
Yeah.
These days it's a little bit trickier, and it's normal. It happens. There's more DJs who are trying to get the shows or artists or whatnot. But basically, I went after them. I told them that I want to do it. I built up my profile, and I was like, listen, I want to do it. I would put on these like demos. I'd send them my mixes, and I'd record myself doing it, so it would become easier and easier to get the next one.
Yeah.
But that's really what you want to do. You want to get the attention of whoever's throwing the concert and contact them and try to like get yourself involved.
Heard, right? Yeah. How was it opening up for Prince? Like, I mean, you're saying it's your favorite. Did you meet him? I didn't, unfortunately. It's a funny story. I had a friend who knew someone from the band, and I was like, listen, I want to meet Prince, I want to get a picture or say hi, anything. And the cool thing is that year was the Formula One in Abu Dhabi. So there was Prince and Kanye was on that weekend, and they like, yo, you're going to do Kanye. And I was like, I don't want to do Kanye. I already did Kanye like a few years ago. I want to open up for Prince. They're like, you crazy? Like Kanye West. Like, you don't want to open up for Kanye West? And I was like, no, Prince is legendary. Yeah, like being able to say you open up.
Yeah. Just to get on stage and say, hey, Prince is coming up. Like, that would have been like amazing.
Yeah.
So I told my friend, I'm like, yo, can you speak to the person in the band and see if I can get a picture? And she was like, listen, this guy has been the bass guitarist for Prince for 15 years. Even he doesn't have a picture with Prince.
Are you serious? Oh my God. So he just doesn't take pictures.
He's just like you'll rarely see Prince like
like posing.
He's not that person. And you understand, like, this is like, I think Prince is right there under Michael Jackson as far as one of the greats are concerned. And I had another chance to see him at a very intimate show in a club in Dubai.
Okay.
It was for like Autism Rocks. It was like for a special event. And man, this guy is just, when you see him up close playing that guitar,
it's insane.
It's insane, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You had a tour in 2012 where you went DJing globally. How was that tour? How did it do?
It was great. I mean, touring is another great thing I love doing. It's difficult because, when you DJ in a resident gig over here, the crowd, the music that you're playing, your city, what's hot. When you travel somewhere, you literally have a 2-hour set to figure out what they like, what they're vibing to, what's hot in the city, what is like, what's up, what's down.
True.
So it's difficult. I think the more you tour, the better you get at it, and I love doing it. I love traveling, first of all, and then I love going to new places to see what the trends are over there. And yeah, I've been fortunate enough to like travel from like everywhere in Asia to Europe and the US.
Right, US. You did it with Scam, like you signed to Scam, right?
Yeah,
you're a Scam artist.
Yeah. Let me just clarify. Scam artist is the name of an agency. It's SKAM, which I always told the guy who run. I'm like, yo, are you sure this was a good name? And
it kind of became popular though. Like people know Scam artist.
Yeah. It's like a huge booking agency in America. So you know why it's called Scam though?
No.
So Sujit, the guy who runs it, his name is Sujit Kandu, and so SK Artist Management, Sujit Kandu Artist Management, Scam.
Oh.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's a great name.
I agree. Honestly, there's a million other names you could have gone for.
You were also nominated or awarded Bachelor of the Year at some point.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Things changed, right?
Yeah, things definitely changed. Yeah.
You are married and are a father now.
Yep.
Tell us about that experience. How is it being a father?
Oh, when you said tell me about that experience, I was like,
no. You're
gonna have to Google that one. Yeah, man. I got married like 4 years ago, and I had my first baby last year. His name's Zayed, and it's really just I don't know how to explain it to people. It's like. The best way I can explain it is like it's the only thing that feels like a real natural progression in life. Aside from like growing up and age and like, your birthday and blowing out candles and like summer coming, like those things are all like things that just come and you don't.
Right.
And having a baby is like the next natural thing that it's so crazy. It's like the summer. It's like so hot, you're sweating, but it's like you just know it's summer. It's one of those things that it just feels so natural. And
do you want more?
Not right now, but I can imagine why people want more and more. I'm guessing once he grows up a little bit more, you're going to start missing that feeling of having a baby again.
Right.
And I believe like once he grows up a little bit more, because he's like 9 months old right now. I think once he grows up, I think I'm going to miss that feeling
of the little Zayed.
Yeah, feed it. Like just this baby, when a baby's born, like they completely depend on you. Like he's a little better now, but you got to feed him, you got to change him, you got to carry him, and you got to do all that.
How old are you now?
Me, I'm 27.
Really?
Did you see the candles on my cake?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, bro. I kind of like turned 27 and I stopped there.
Yeah.
But if you Google it, I'm sure you'll find out my real age.
I think you're. Let me guess. I don't know. I haven't Googled that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you because I don't tell people my age.
Why?
It's like
you should carry it with pride.
My annual 27th birthday party needs to be,
Okay, I got you. He's 27 point something. Okay.
I always tell people on my birthday, they're like, "Yo, how old are you?" I'm like, "Yo, it's my annual 27th party. Why are you asking me?"
There was a little controversy over your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
People said that you had fake followers on your YouTube channel. You went public saying your YouTube channel wasn't performing the way it should be, and that you were thinking it's something to do with the algorithm or certain other things.
Yeah.
Straighten this up for us.
Man, I'm sweating now, bro. No, I mean, look, my YouTube channel is not doing well, 100%. It's like you said, it's no secret, and I thought it was important for me to sort of, tell people what was going on.
Right.
I did a collab with Mo Vlogs, and a ton of people came through and they were there for the content, but then slowly I was like, yo, they're not watching the rest of my stuff. They were watching if it was like a certain video like about cars, or I did this other video about the billionaire lifestyle and whatever, and those were getting the views, but they weren't watching anything else. And I said the views were ridiculously low. I literally jumped to 100,000, got 100,000 plaque from YouTube.
Right.
And those videos at that time were doing well, and then suddenly now I'm posting videos that get like a couple of thousand views only. So I was like, what's going on? And
what do you think was the reason for that?
I don't know. I mean, I can understand why people think that it's fake followers, but why would I do that collab and then buy fake followers?
Right.
And
how much were you at before that collab?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, around like 8 or 10,000.
Okay, so you jumped about 80,000.
80,000 up, yeah.
And that was over a short period.
Literally like over a week. Like it was like
Wow.
quick. But literally everyone was there for like even up to today. Somebody writes, "Yo, where's the phone?" I'm like, dude, like three generations of phone have come out.
So it was mainly for the giveaway.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But I don't know. I mean, look, it's a tough one. Like YouTube's definitely not easy. You know, and the thing about me is I'm not afraid to fail at things. I mean, I could sit here and like kind of tell you like my journey on YouTube was a lot of fun and great, but it didn't take off.
But I wouldn't call it a failure. I mean, you still had your success. Certain videos of yours still do amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just not performing as well as it should, because I watched a lot of your content and it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you have good content. You travel, you have celebrities, you have cars, you have luxury, you sit with billionaires, you sit with that private jet, this, that. Like, it's exactly what people want to see, right? That's what people go onto YouTube for and search billionaire lifestyle. Or these videos generally do well.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a bigger world out there on YouTube, which is, you know, about thumbnails, clickbait, and, you know, and I don't think...
Do you do any of that?
I try my best. I definitely don't, you know, I don't ignore it. You know, everyone's told me about those secrets, and you have to do it. It's, I mean, clickbaiting is not always lying. You know, you pick a nice part of the video, a nice title, and, you know, people come... It's like going to the supermarket, right? You go to the ketchup section and like, you know, well, ketchup might not be a great idea. Like you go to the, I don't know, the bean section, right? What do you pick, really, right? Like we don't know any brands or whatever. So you go there, whatever has a nice
design, bottling, or whatever.
Yeah,
that's
like,
kind of like
try this.
How you package your video. So do you think is that something like, what do you feel like now? Are you giving up on your YouTube? Are you continuing? What's the solution? What do you do?
I mean, I haven't given up. You know, I stopped. I did daily vlogging for a while as well. I started off doing like 2 or 3 a week. Then I went daily, and then I did like once a week, and then I kind of like stopped last year. You know, I had my baby. That was one thing I wanted to like kind of like enjoy that journey as well. And then, you know, the algorithm thing was bothering me, but I don't know. I feel like in YouTube, you need a lot of support from other people as well, especially if you're not doing things that are that clickbaity, if that's a word. And, you know, I expected a lot more support from, you know, people, even in our circle that we know, you know. Just showing me love on that side of it from a YouTube perspective, and I wasn't getting it, and I thought, you know, let me just take a break and figure this whole thing out.
Why do you think that support, there's a lack of support, like even when you say in our circle, you know? Why do you think there is a lack of support? Is it the fear of competition?
I don't know, because, you know, the way I see it, right, if I had like a huge channel and, you know, I promoted your channel on YouTube, it's not like people are going to leave my channel to come to your channel. No. They're just going to come there also. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't
It's
really...
just more content, like more stuff to watch.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, like, I think this is just... I think it's just got to be like more of support to help people out. And I think people got to be honest and say, hey, yo, can you help me out? You know, just be honest and say, hey, I need some help. Can you just do this for me? And...
You know what I think also, no one has done and had any success just purely by themselves, right? Like at some point they might have called you and been like, Bliss, can I borrow your car for a shoot or whatever? There, you know, these times come where people like, so I think it's just normal for us to support each other, because at some point you're going to need one another, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's, the support needs to be there, guys, in general, and everything, you know. Yeah. And
it's a give and take thing, honestly. What you give, you'll get back. You know what I mean? Like you have to be aware of that. So on your YouTube, you did vlogs. You did daily vlogs. Your wife is on YouTube now too. Yeah, she just started, and she had a. It's funny because you didn't have that. You know, we're here talking about Bliss's, you know, struggles with YouTube. Yeah. And there comes your wife. Yeah. Does a couple of videos, and one of her videos hit 3 point what? It was 3.5 until I last checked. It's probably gonna be at 4 million like very soon. Like she basically nailed it. She She was super smart about it, right? So one of
Yeah.
the key things about YouTube is basically trending videos.
Trending.
Yeah. So she picked a topic that was trending, and she made a video that was really good compared to the other ones. Of
yeah.
that title. And it just went nuts. Like she literally went from a channel that had like 600 or 700 subscribers. She's got 25,000 subscribers now, and like this 3.5 million view video. And
She went from 0 to hero.
yeah, real quick,
Real quick.
real quick. Yeah.
That's crazy. Congrats to her.
Yeah, thank you.
A shout out to her. And do you feel like you're asking her now? Can we do collab videos?
Collab.
Support me. I mean, you're my wife.
This is the reason why I'm here today, to tell my wife, please support me.
So one with many talents, you are definitely. What is something new that you would want to do?
Like I've got this trait. I think it's a Gemini thing. Like you just want to do everything, and I've always been that person. It's a gift, I think, and a curse. You know, the jack of all trades.
Are you one that starts something and stops it halfway? Like
No, not really. I'll go through all the way, but I want to do too many things. I want to do
Yeah.
everything, and it's not.
Yeah.
And I have the passion for it. You know, I have this thing where if there's something I want to do, I'll learn it, and then I'll be the master of it. And I
Right.
don't mind doing it because I like the journey more than the actual results. So even like something
Okay.
like YouTube, like it was just, I have no regrets. Like I created these awesome videos. Like I go back yesterday, I was watching these videos with my niece and nephew, and they were like
Okay.
a little bit younger, and I would never have that video with them if I didn't do it.
right.
So I like the journey, even like if I'm starting a business or if I'm I don't know, trying anything new, I love the journey of what's gonna happen.
That's true. And it's just documenting it and having something to look at as well, right?
Yeah.
I know some YouTubers just love to film themselves and upload it just so that they say, it's kind of like my personal gallery. I'm like, okay.
Get a hard drive.
I swear. I'm like, why do you use YouTube for it? It's public though. They're like, no, and it gets views. So like, it might as well.
Yeah. I mean, not only about YouTube. I think generally, like the rule
Yeah.
in life, like I have, is it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. And I think it's an important rule to live by. Then I think you'll enjoy life a lot more.
You also manage other DJs, right?
Yeah, so I have a talent booking agency. It's called Select Booking Agency, and I do my own parties, 411. And I have a barbershop as well. So I used to have like 7. I used to love having my company name Bliss Inc. and I had all these like 100 logos underneath. I want to do so many things, but kind of like again last year I decided I'm like, let's focus on what you're good at, and what's doing
That's
good
the best
business.
thing, yeah.
Just focus your energy into something, make it perfect, and then move on to the next thing.
How do you manage time?
Tough. It's tough. I have a great team that helped me out,
Right.
and I don't think I'll be able to do it without them. And I work closely with them. I'm like I wouldn't call it micromanaging, but I'm heavily involved. It gets really complicated because now I own the company, and these guys work for me, and then
Yeah.
they also manage me. So it's
Wow.
do you know what I mean? Like it's a really weird situation, but
Complex.
it
a little.
kind of works. But I think if you want to do loads of great things, you definitely you need a good team for sure.
Tell me your best celebrity encounter.
Best celebrity encounter, like a funny one, or
It could be anything.
two that really stand out. One is when I was interviewing Kanye West one time, and this was like the days of radio. We weren't even filming for. You want some more Karak?
Bro, this is like my second cup and it was so good. Honestly, like I'm gonna have the rest of that. You're keeping that here,
I'm gonna
right?
keep it for you.
Come
It's
on.
yours, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kanye West was definitely one of the interesting ones. We were doing a radio interview, and he was like 3 hours late for the interview.
Oh wow.
And then like it was like 3 hours, and like his manager comes out, he's like, he's waiting for the barber to come because he wants to look good for the interview. And I'm like, what? It's a radio interview. We're not even filming it. Literally.
No way.
I swear, I'm not kidding. It was like
No way.
at the end he showed up 5 hours late, and this is Kanye before he knew he was Kanye. Like this is
Are you serious?
pre-Yeezy Kanye.
Oh,
Game of Thrones,
my God.
This was like what song was, I think Gold Digger had just come out or something like that.
Yeah.
He shows up for the interview. He puts a mint in his mouth and he's sucking on this mint the whole time, and then he's drinking tea with a spoon like throughout. He's like literally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
So you were like,
interesting guy.
Did you get a word out of him or?
Yeah, the whole interview just got him like, yeah.
Well, that's an interview.
That's an interview, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one, a great one, was Will Smith. Like really top guy. Like the way I met him was the weirdest thing. So I have a thing called a vision board. So I put up pictures of things that I want. And one of the pictures I put up was a picture of Will Smith. And I put a picture of him and his family, sort of signifying family. Not necessarily that I wanted to meet him or anything,
Right.
yeah, because we all know like he's got super cool kids and a great family and all that. So
Right.
I put a picture of him, and then I get an email saying somebody needs a barber, an A-list celebrity needs a barber, and I was like, okay, cool, we can arrange it this time. This time, who's the person? And they're like Will Smith, and I was like, oh my God, this was the time I was at LA for the Oscars.
Oh,
so
wow.
I wasn't in Dubai. So I missed it. So I sent one of my barbers. They sent me the picture, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, man.
I wish
I was there. 3 weeks later, I go back for another awards. This is the first time I've been to LA like twice in 1 year, by the way.
Right.
Go back for another award. And same thing happened. He was here. And I was not here too. That's the second time.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Second
At this
time.
point, you're like furious.
Yeah. And actually, sorry, the first two weren't for the actual Oscars. It was something else because I met him at the Oscars over there for the third time.
Third time.
So the third time that he needed a barber, this was a time that he came here and he was here for like a long period.
Okay.
Third time, barber went there and I went with him and I met him. Super cool dude. And he's like, oh, yo, let me like, let's meet up for dinner. I was like, all right, yeah. Will Smith is not gonna call me
for dinner, right? Yeah, that's just another saying.
I'm like, yeah, get out of here. And then he's like, oh yeah, I want to record some music and all that while I'm here. Try something. I'm like, oh, I got a studio. He's like, oh, come through. I'm like, Will Smith is not gonna come to my studio. No way. So
this story, I know this story.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
A good story,
this is a good one.
So I get a call from his security guy. He's like, yo, we're coming to the studio. I was like, whoa. I call my guys like, yo, get the studio ready, blah, blah, blah. We got to go, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He's like, we'll be there around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, car pulls up in front of our office. Will Smith comes in with his security guy. They walk in, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, all right, cool, let's sit down. And this time I'm just playing him some beats and like he's listening. He's sitting on a sofa and I swear, he's just sitting on the sofa. He's just listening to stuff.
Yeah, he's just vibing. He's like, let's
play the next one.
Oh my God.
Play the next one.
Yeah.
He's just going through, listening to songs. He's like, all right, cool. We didn't record anything or nothing like that this time. So he was like, all right, man, cool. It was nice vibing out. He's like, anyway, don't forget about the dinner tonight. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, he's not gonna call me for dinner. They leave, and then me and the guys in our office literally like looking at each other like,
did this just happen?
I swear to God, did this just happen? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Bad Boys.
Oh my God! You start naming all the movies.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Men in Black was here, like literally like a moment of silence over there. Then half an hour later, a security guy calls me. He's like, hi, is this DJ Bliss? I'm like, yeah. He's like, Mr. Smith would like to know if you're definitely coming to dinner today. I was like, yeah, sure. So we go out to dinner, and I thought it was going to be like this big dinner with everyone there. It's literally like 4 people there. I was like, and I was the 5th. I get there, there's an empty seat right next to me. He's like, yeah, you can sit right here. And we had a great conversation. Like, this guy is like, he's the epitome of how I would picture my life to be as far as a role model, an entertainer, a father, just a super positive guy.
And humble, right?
Super humble, yeah. Super, super humble. He's just giving you gifts through things he's saying like all the time. You're not even realizing. So we met a couple of times. He's even been back to my studio another time. We recorded like some stuff we never released. I don't think it will ever be released, but I have recorded a song.
You have a song with Will Smith.
I have a song with Will Smith. Like I don't know if it'll ever be released, but look,
when you say that, Bliss, you need to say that way clearer.
Yeah.
You have a song with Will Smith.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just don't know if you can release it because of rights.
Yeah,
right?
you know, like so
you
when
need
you
music release.
yeah, when you do music with someone, you have to like have paperwork to release the song and all that. And like I said, there's a friendship involved over here, so it's
Of
like
course.
there's a respect over there too. But look, I think the thing with Will that you don't understand is like there's a gift right there, right? He came to the studio and we recorded a song. Like I sat behind the desk, he went in the studio, and I was telling him. And at some point, I was like a little worried about whether I'm like I literally at one point I'm like, Will, I didn't really feel that. Like, can you give me more like getting jiggy with it, Will Smith? Like, like give me a little bit of, give me that old school Will. He's
Oh my
like,
God.
don't worry, Bliss, I got you.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So it's like he gave me a gift.
Yeah,
Whether that song ever comes out or not, the fact that we shared that moment recording and now I have that song in my possession is like a gift that I'll treasure. So whatever
That's
happens after that is.
amazing.
But yeah, you're right. I should make a T-shirt that just says "I have a song with Will Smith."
Yeah, right.
Maybe that'll be the name of my next song.
Oh my God, that would be crazy. I think officially that's the coolest thing I think ever.
I think so too. Yeah.
It's something, like you said, it's something you just, even if I listen to it just myself and be like,
Yeah.
you know what?
I'm gonna
That's
play it.
Will
I'm gonna play it
Smith.
for you right after we finish over here.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I think I've played you a sample
played it,
before,
yeah,
right?
I heard it in the studio. We were in the studio.
Yeah.
Bliss, we're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
It's this or that. I give you two options and you choose one.
Cool.
All right.
Oh boy.
We're coming.
Oh boy.
You guys know Bliss is an actor, so he's gonna show.
I did one short film. I'm not on IMDb
Come
or
on,
anything.
but you're a good actor, like naturally, like you do natural acting, you know.
Yeah.
You're what Arabs are generally good natural actors.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah. We're born with it.
All right.
All right. TV host or acting?
Oh, TV host.
SUV or sports cars?
Oh my God, I got asked that question today. I swear.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one,
Because
right?
you could have like people would say, "Oh, sports car is more expensive," but you can
Yeah.
have luxury SUVs. that
Oh, I like what you did there, S1. Luxury SUV it is.
Juices or karak?
Oh man, bro.
I mean, for the karak master.
Yeah. You get putting me in a real tough spot. I'm trying to go through this health phase, and I love karak. You know what? I'm gonna say karak because I'm about to come out with the healthy karak very soon. So,
Are you serious?
Yeah. But-
Okay, you
yeah.
heard it first here.
Yeah, I'm opening. I'm gonna open my own karak shop. Trust me.
Yeah, you
and I'm
should.
gonna have the healthiest karak, and we're gonna sponsor Uncut with S1.
Hey, I got your word on that one. It's on camera, bro.
Uncut through S1 is brought to you by Bliss Karak.
I like that. Casual dressing or dressed up?
Casual.
Casual. Winter or summer?
Oh, winter for sure.
Winter?
Yeah.
So you could live in like a snowy, wintry place?
Oh, that kind of winter? I thought we
Yeah.
were talking about like LA winter, a little
No, like
sweater.
Real winter, like,
I'll be. Oh my God, time ran out.
yeah.
I would
What do we think?
say winter in Dubai or summer in LA.
Winter in Dubai?
Or summer in LA.
Okay.
Which is kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah. All right. That works.
Mm-hmm.
DJing at a club
Mm-hmm.
or DJing at an outdoor event?
Like a concert or something?
Yeah.
I think an outdoor event.
Outdoor event.
Yeah.
Although you do clubs way more.
I do a
often,
lot
right?
more. I mean, I would like to change, but I think the natural progression would be is to come out with a couple of songs and then you tour off the back of that.
Right.
But I like the energy of big clubs anyways. Like the clubs that I'm at right
Yeah.
now are huge clubs, so it feels like a mini concert. But
Right.
I like, like big energy and
Thousands and thousands.
more
of
about the
people.
music and everyone have a good time rather than, bottles and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay. You just reminded me of something. I'm gonna ask you later.
You want to book in? You want to book in at the club this week, right?
If it's on you, I'm in. Shorts or pants?
Oh, shorts,
Shorts. Beef or sushi?
sushi.
You like sushi?
I don't like having beef.
Really?
With anyone.
Skydive or shark cage diving?
Oh, I haven't done shark cage diving before, but skydiving is one of my favorite things in the world. I'm gonna go
Really?
skydive. Yeah.
Half empty or half full?
Doesn't matter.
Which one?
Half full.
Half full? Okay. Well, that was the game. Good job, Bliss.
How did I do?
You did pretty good. I mean, I expected a few
Different
answers,
ones?
yeah, but you did well.
Yeah.
Like,
Which one was a surprising one?
sports cars and SUV. Because I would have
Yeah.
expected you to go with sports cars because you had a Ferrari,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I'm also in a SUV right now as well. It's you know what bothers me
What?
is I just got this car again after driving an SUV for a while. I'm back in a small car. Every time I go over a speed bump, it hits the
Oh, yeah, your bumper.
not the bumper, the middle. Like,
Oh.
I feel like someone sticks a knife in my stomach every time. So like that feeling of that.
Oh
It's
my
the
God.
worst feeling. But you said like you put a good point out. You said
Yeah.
luxury SUV, which there's
Yeah.
a couple. I don't know
There's
which one I'd go for, but I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, people just think like, oh, SUV. Like,
Yeah.
they think the regular SUVs, but in Dubai you see way more luxury SUVs
Loads,
than regular ones.
I like the new G. That's a pretty cool one.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah, I mean the new Range Rover is cool too. And then there's one which is like it's like a ship. This new Lincoln. And
Oh yeah, I tried that. They sent that to me. Like, yeah.
it's like a ship.
For
I
the
swear.
weekend, I was like, oh my god, this thing is huge, and the seats are like super comfortable. They're
It's
like you're sitting on a recliner or something.
That's true. Yeah. So there's a couple of good ones out there.
All right. So I remember I told you I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you said the thing about clubs and bottles and this and that.
Yeah.
So for you being a Emirati, how does that, like, did you get any backlash from, you know, the UAE community saying, first of all, music, entertainment, it's
Yeah.
not genuinely like
nightclubs and all
yeah,
that. Yeah.
you performing at nightclubs. What did your parents think? What did, you know, the people around you say?
Yeah. I mean, it's a great question. The thing is, you're absolutely right. You know, it doesn't fit within the culture. So
Right.
it was definitely a difficult one, and it was difficult to convince my parents at the beginning. I think if I was only DJing today, they probably wouldn't have liked it. I think they saw the
Right.
progression into radio and then TV and then setting up my own company, and I think they got.
They understood.
They understood it a little better, and you know, like there was always a level of respect for, you know, what my family thought about what I did, and you know, culturally in the UAE as well, you know, I'm like very sensitive to you know, what our culture is like. I totally understand it, but
Right.
also, you know, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. This was my calling. This was my passion. I wasn't gonna give up on it just because it didn't fit in with the culture. And I think that the best way to go about doing it is like, you don't have to go in there and do everything wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the stereotype of what DJs are like, or the stereotype of what nightlife is like. Go in there. I'm there to do what I do and what I love, which is DJing and entertain. Right?
Right.
That is the main thing that I'm there for. I'm not there for any of the other stuff at
Yeah.
all. And as far as my parents, honestly, they're the most important people for me. So
Of course.
if they're okay with what I'm doing, like,
Then you're good.
I don't care about what anyone else
Yeah.
says. But definitely I got a lot of backlash. Like, I think
Because you started it way long ago too, so
Yeah.
that was still fresh. Like, now there's probably a lot more local DJs doing it, or you know, a lot of other people, Arabs, doing it. But at that point, you were one of the first. So that was also like, hey, wait a minute.
yeah.
Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because again, it's not part of the culture. Like, we're not used to this, you know, like, at least at that time.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm one of the very few, or one of the only ones in all the industries that I went into. I know there's a couple other local DJs, but when I was on radio, for example, I was the only local on radio. When I did TV, English TV, and I'm talking about English
Yeah.
media, because obviously we have a lot of people in Arabic
Right.
media, but it helped.
And your English is amazing. So it helped, you know, like, you weren't just a local talent that did English stuff with a Arabic accent or
Yeah.
anything. You did it with the American or British.
Back in the day.
Back in the days, you know.
Yeah.
You would, but at least you did it the right way. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it was very important to me to do that, but I will tell you that it has been hard because I'm in the industry that we're in, the English music industry or
Right.
English entertainment industry. There isn't a lot of locals. Like, who can you really name that's out there? In the very few, like, you can count them on
Yeah.
your hand, maybe.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I feel like it's really dominated by expats. So they're what's up. So the locals the locals they like me, but majority of them are into Arabic media. So I have a very
Right.
small. And then as far as the English media, it's sort of like dominated by the expats, or even not only
Yeah.
expats. I'm talking about just Western, Lebanese, and,
Right.
So I've always been like a little bit of the black sheep on both sides of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I stood out because of it, like, oh, only a Marathi doing this and only Marathi doing that. And then sometimes it's been like,
You even when you host events and stuff, sometimes you're a moderator or something.
Mm-hmm.
You generally speak in English, right? Did you ever do it in Arabic as well?
no, I can't do it in Arabic.
Is your Arabic not good, or what is it?
I can have a conversation with someone, but I can't do
Like the
fusha,
high- yeah.
presentation Arabic. Like I would,
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of, and you've seen me have conversations with people in
Yeah.
Arabic. I can have a full on conversation. As soon as if I have to present or something, like I freeze.
Yeah.
So one is that because when I was doing radio and TV, I was studying that really hard. When I was growing up in school, like I hated Arabic, and it was the
Okay.
biggest mistake I ever made. I used to run away from Arabic class, skip it, and I used to take special classes in school. You went to Mawaqib too, right?
Yeah.
So right? We had special Arabic.
I know.
So I was in special Arabic.
Believe me, I had my struggles. Like,
Were you in special Arabic as well?
I was in special Arabic, but I don't know if you remember that orange book. We had like that orange colored book, Arabic book.
Oh my God.
And I had it, and it was like the first version, right? And I had it from KG1
Yeah.
or whatever until like grade 12. I didn't progress. I was still on that same one book. Like the colors usually change. So you
Yeah.
go orange, blue,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. So basically, special Arabic.
Yeah.
If you were in grade 10, you would be doing grade 3 or 4 or whatever, right? And it was
Yeah.
like, look, Arabic is a tough language, and then I think
That is.
another thing is I haven't never really met anyone who is a master at both languages. Like, sure, they can speak it.
But yeah.
Look, when I go to America and talk to people, they think I'm like from there or from Canada or whatever.
Right.
Like I really mastered the language as far as presentation, and I needed
Right.
to do that for what I was doing. And I haven't really met anyone who's like a master at both. I think you really have to.
It's hard.
I just went a little too much towards the English, and like I said, I do regret it.
But do you feel like people also comment on the way you dress and stuff like that? As a local, you generally don't wear the traditional clothes. You're very casual.
Yeah.
And when you go out, you would wear a chain. You would look very Westernish,
Yeah.
like Americanized kind
Yeah.
of. Do you get anything for that, or do you feel like it's just people accept it and respect it?
I think they've accepted it now. I used to get a lot on the radio back in the days. People used to like message in and say, "Why are you putting on this American accent?" I'm like, "You don't even know who I am." Like,
Yeah.
They don't like switch off the radio and be like, "Hey, what is going on, everybody?
Yeah.
This is how I." Like
Exactly,
this is
yeah.
this is how I talk.
Yeah.
And as far as the looks and stuff, no, I don't like these days. I feel like you said, I think social media has made things a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I don't get it as much, but I try to rep for my city all the time. Like I'm born and raised here. I never left. Went to school, university, worked here. I've never lived anywhere else. This is
Wow.
like I rep for it hard. So I think people see that. But yeah, I definitely don't wear traditional stuff as much, except for like special occasions I eat or
Right.
whatnot. But no, I don't really get any backlash. I feel more comfortable like this. It's a cultural thing. We grew up watching this kind of entertainment,
Right.
So we're influenced by it.
Yeah.
And because we're influenced by it, when I go to America, I feel super at home. Like, the references in the songs and the movies
Yeah.
and the TV shows we've watched.
We've all adapted to it, right? And
Yeah.
and especially like being in the entertainment business.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the main thing. I think a lot of people forget that, this is the entertainment business, and obviously there are leaders in the world
Yeah.
in each industry, and for us entertainment, it's probably US.
Yeah.
Some would say Bollywood. There's different regions that are pros at something, and we learn from that culture. And
Yeah.
what's future plans? Bliss Karak place.
Yeah, I want to open a karak place for sure.
Yeah.
And I want to just focus on trying to get back into doing music. I mean, it's not easy. It's really hard.
Me and you were supposed to do a song that was like we've been talking for maybe 11 years now or something.
11 years and a half at least.
It's still in the process,
yeah,
guys.
But we should definitely do it 100%. Yeah, I think we should definitely try and do something.
Let's do it. And what else? Any acting or any TV? Are you out of that scene?
I think you're more
focused on music.
Yeah, no, I think I'm thinking about doing something a little like TV and radio related again. I kind of miss it, but the reason why I stopped was times was changing. There was a transition between conventional TV and radio and where it's going. And I think around the world it's kind of like changed already.
Yeah,
but I think over here now people have figured out it's digital. It's YouTube, it's Spotify, it's online, and that's where it's at. But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe tapping back into it. I've got my podcast starting at the next door. So see you guys. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm literally the next room.
I just brought my portable setup, with my tea, No, I'd love it.
Or I'm just gonna co-host with you every time.
Yeah, sure. Anytime, come in, bring a guest, and come co-host.
Just put a DJ. Can we put a DJ booth over here? Like, it's not a bad idea, huh?
That's kind of cool. Your barbershop has a DJ place.
Yeah.
It's called Beats and Cuts.
Beats and Cuts, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Marwan and DJ Bliss.
Thank you very much.
If anyone wants to follow you, DJ Bliss.
DJ Bliss Dubai on Instagram, and then you can check out my YouTube channel, DJ Bliss Vlogs.
We're going to have the links for you guys in the description box. If you're listening to the audio version, please come check out the visuals. He's wearing a cool chain, a nice hat, a nice watch. What watch is that?
That's they call it the Rolex Batman.
Oh, you got the Batman. That's hard to get.
You keep the Rollie on the right hand
and the
Apple Watch on the left.
All right, so you guys have to watch the visuals. The guy has 2 watches on, so he knows what time it is. Thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned for another cool episode. Peace.